Hi everybody! Today I thought I would read to you guys this book called Santa is Coming to Kentucky. Something that I like to do is I like to go antique shopping, and I found this book at an antique store. And I thought this is perfect to read to our class because we're from Kentucky and it might be an interesting story to read together. So Santa is Coming to Kentucky. Well, boom, Santa. Have all the children from Kentucky been good this year? Well, mostly, answered the little old elf as he bustled across the busy workshop to Santa's desk. Santa peered down at the elf from behind the tall, teetering piles of letters that the children of Kentucky had sent him. Mostly, asked Santa, looking over the top of his glasses. Yes, but they've all been especially good in the last few days, said the elf. Jolly good, chuckled Santa. Then we'd better get their presents loaded up. Look at all those letters Santa has. Even though the sack of presents was really, really big and the elves were really, really small, they seemed to have no trouble loading it onto Santa's sleigh. Though how they managed to fit such a big sack into one little sleigh, even they didn't know. But somehow they did. Splendid, boomed Santa. We're ready to go. Not quite, Santa, said the little old elf. One of our reindeer is missing. Which reindeer do you think it could be? Missing? Which reindeer is missing? Asked Santa. The youngest one, Santa, said the elf. It's his first flight tonight. I called him, but... Just then, a young reindeer strolled up, munching on a large carrot. Where have you been? Asked Santa. But the youngest reindeer was crunching so loudly that it was no wonder he hadn't heard the little old elf calling. Oh, well, never mind, said Santa, giving the reindeer a little wink. He took out his Santa knave and tapped in the coordinates for Kentucky. This will guide us to Kentucky in no time. Crunch, crunch, crunch. With a flick of the reins and a jerk of the harness, off they went, racing through the sky. Ho, 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 laughed Santa. We'll soon have these presents delivered to the Bluegrass State. Did you know that's what Kentucky was called, the Bluegrass State? But is our grass really blue outside? No. Santa's sleigh flew through the starry night, heading south across the Arctic Ocean. On they flew in the crisp, wintry air, crossing over Canada. In the wink of an eye, the sleigh was flying above the Great Lakes and over Ohio. The youngest reindeer was very excited. He had never been away from the North Pole before. See how the words kind of curve? That's pretty cool, huh? They were just crossing the Kentucky River when suddenly they ran into a blizzard. Snowflakes swirled around the sleigh. They couldn't see a thing. The youngest reindeer was getting a bit worried, but Santa didn't seem concerned. In 2 miles, said the Santa knave in a bossy lady's voice. Keep left at the next star. But, ma'am, Santa blustered, I can't see any stars in all this snow. Soon, they were hopelessly lost. Then, through the howling blizzard, the youngest reindeer heard a faint ringing sound. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. He looked over at the old reindeer with the red nose, but he had his head down. There was that sound again. Ding dong, ding dong, like church bells ringing. The youngest reindeer turned around to look at Santa, but Santa wasn't listening. He seemed to be arguing with a little box with buttons on it. With a flick of the harness and a jerk of the reins, the youngest reindeer gave a sharp tug and headed off toward the sound of the bells, pulling Santa and his sleigh behind him. Good thing he has some good ears in that blizzard, huh? Whoa! Cried Santa, pulling his hat straight. What's going on? Then, to his surprise, he heard the ringing sound. Well done, young reindeer, he shouted cheerfully. It must be the Cathedral of the Assumption in Louisville. Don't worry, children, Santa is coming. Then suddenly, crunch! The sleigh hit something as it plummeted through the snow clouds. You have arrived, said the Santa knave, unhelpfully. Look at all the presents, they're all flying in the air. Finally, when the fog had lifted, Santa discovered exactly where they were, stuck right at the very top of the dome of the Louisville City Hall. Everybody pull! The reindeer pulled with all their might until at last, with a screechy noise, the sleigh scraped clear of the tower, and Santa steered them safely over the Aegon Center, past Louisville Slugger Field, and down into Waterfront Park. Have you guys been to Waterfront Park or the Louisville Slugger Field? Those are pretty cool. Luckily, there was no real damage done, but the packages had all been jumbled up. Santa quickly sorted out the presents into order again. "All right," said Santa, thanks to this young reindeer, I know where we are. Don't worry, children. Santa is coming." Santa drove his sleigh expertly from rooftop to rooftop all over Kentucky, popping in and out of chimneys as fast as he could go, which was pretty fast. There were big chimneys in Covington and small chimneys in Lexington. He squeezed down thin chimneys in Richmond and plummeted down fat chimneys in Owensboro. The youngest reindeer was amazed at how quickly they went. Santa never seemed to get tired at all, and it looked like the children in Kentucky were going to be very lucky this year. But the youngest reindeer was starting to feel a bit weary. That means tired. And quite hungry, too. In house after house, Santa delved into his pack of packages for every single shape and size. He piled them under the Christmas trees and carefully filled up the stockings with surprises. In house after house, the good children of Kentucky had left out a plate of cookies, a small glass of milk, and a big crunchy carrot. Santa took a little bite out of each cookie, a tiny sip of milk, wiped his beard, and popped the carrots into his sack. What's he going to do with all those carrots? Is he going to eat them? From Bowling Green to Florence, from Georgetown to Elizabethtown, from Nicholasville to Hopkinsville, and all the places in between, Santa and his sleigh visited every house in Kentucky. Santa delivered presents to Andrew, Allison, Anna, Arabella, Archie, Ashley, the list went on and on. Zach, Zara, Zeb, Zoe, Zibble. Zibble? That must be a spelling mistake. If you look closely, do you see right here? That's where Churchill Downs is. And here's Louisville Slugger. And here is the Belle of Louisville. That's like a boat that you can go on in the river. And here's like a little sign for Daniel Boone's National Forest. Oh, very cool. Finally, Santa had delivered the last present on his long Kentucky list. "Great moons and stars," sighed Santa. "It's past midnight and my sack seems as heavy as ever. I hope I haven't forgotten anyone." Santa opened his sack to check, but it was full of juicy, crunchy carrots. Santa divided the carrots among all the reindeer. "Well done," he said, patting the youngest reindeer gently on the nose. But the youngest reindeer didn't hear him. He was too busy munching. Then it was time to set off for home. Santa reset his Santa nav once more to the North Pole, and soon they were speeding above Fort Knox, past Abraham Lincoln's birthplace, and out over Cumberland Falls. "Ho, ho, ho," laughed Santa. "Merry Christmas, Kentucky." And there's just the presents. I thought this book was pretty cool because it talks about all the things that are in our city, and that makes it pretty interesting. So, I hope you enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day.